That escalated quick, huh?
Yeah, no kidding.
Welcome to LA. Bipolar LA weather for you.
Hey guys, welcome back to Heavy Metal Horizons. So in this video, we're going to check out a test of the new beta version of the full self-driving point-to-point navigation on my buddy Mo's Tesla Model 3. So Teslas have had Autopilot for a long time, right? Where it'll keep you in the lane and it'll maintain a certain speed and it'll stop for other cars and that kind of stuff. But now, with this new beta version release, they now have the point-to-point navigation full self-driving capability. So in theory, you can punch in a destination, any destination, and the car will drive you there all the way without you having to do anything. Now, I'll show you this footage in just a second, but what's really interesting about this is that while we were doing this test, and we were doing this here in Southern California, in the San Fernando Valley, it started raining, and it was a pretty heavy rain that got the surface of the street completely wet and everything in a short amount of time. So it was fascinating to see how the car and the full self-driving dealt with that. So let's go ahead and get into this real quick. But as always, if you guys enjoy videos like this, please consider subscribing right now. Okay, let's go ahead and check this out. Well, Mo.
Hey, Max.
Good to see you again, man.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, so people really liked the first video about this car on the channel. And now, I guess the big news, right, is this now has it's the beta version, right, of the full self-driving capability? Yes,
so I believe either December 31st or January 1st, I'm not sure, but around New Year, basically, is when Tesla finally released the full self-driving beta, which is basically the car is supposed to do everything by itself. Mm-hmm. So previously, the Navigate on Autopilot, which was a feature of the full self-driving, only took exits from the freeway, and changed lanes for you, changed into faster moving lanes and stuff like that. But it wasn't really full self-driving, as in it took you from point A to point B on your maps, basically. You know what I mean? Right. But yeah, so after they released the beta version, you can just plug in your navigation like you're going home, for example, right. Put on autopilot, and the car will literally drive you all the way until you're in front of your home. Wow. Theoretically. Yeah. Now, again, it's beta, obviously, so lots of, bugs.
Still testing it.
Yeah, exactly. And they're very strict about it. Like, they activated that camera in the cabin over here. Okay. So if you're not paying attention to the road, or if you're doing something else like texting, it'll literally disable beta. Okay. It'll disable the full self-driving autopilot. Okay. And they only give you 5. They give you 5 chances, basically. You have room for 5 errors. So if the autopilot disables by itself due to an improper usage, basically, then you won't be able to use beta. Okay. How long have you had it so far, first of all? The beta? Yeah. They activated a new year, so we are today the 4th, so today. 5 days so far. Okay. Now keep in mind, my full self-driving, I did not purchase it with a car, so you can buy it for $10,000 initially. I added on, and I haven't been adding on regularly. Only when I need it, like when I went on a road trip a couple weeks ago, so I activated it. So you can turn it on and turn it back off. Exactly. Okay, but you can turn it on. When you turn it on, it stays on for a month for $217 with taxes and everything included for the whole month. Bad, yeah. So yeah, I only do it when I have trips or when I have friends visiting. I want to show them how it works. Yeah. But yeah, I've had it for 5 days and I've been testing it out, and yeah, it's fun to watch the car drive itself and take turns and trying to figure out where it wants to go and figure out how it wants to change lanes and all that stuff, Like it's thinking, right? Exactly. You literally, see it thinking. Yeah. I remember in the video we did before when we were cruising around, we had it on, we had the autopilot on, so it holds the lanes and that kind of stuff, right? And that was, it worked pretty well. Oh yeah, I got so used to it, I can't do without it anymore. Really? Okay. Going on long drives, who wants to hold the steering wheel all the time? Yeah. Now what kinds of, so you said
the camera's watching you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if you bring up your phone, or if you're like, you turn your head away, like it'll shut off.
If you're looking like doing something on over here on the side,
Yeah.
or if you're like in a conversation with your head turned,
Okay.
it will give me a warning, like, please keep your eyes on the road.
Okay.
And if you ignore it, then it's going to disable the autopilot.
Okay.
And then if it disables it, that'll give you a strike.
Okay.
And you have
Okay.
5 strikes before you lose access to full self-driving beta, basically.
Okay.
Now, if you notice on the screen, it's
Yeah.
a lot more stuff happening. Like before, on the regular full self-driving, you only see your lane.
Yeah.
And that's the car only sees its lane and just focusing on staying in the lane, basically. But over
Right.
here, look how much more stuff we
Yeah.
have. And Tesla calls it Tesla Vision,
Right.
basically. And it uses all the cameras around the car to create this image, basically, for the computer to process and to try to figure out how it's gonna go and what turns to make and
Yeah.
what lanes to take and all that stuff. But so now it's not going anywhere because we don't have anything in the navigation, so
Right.
it only has that blue line and just holding its lane. Now let's say we want to go home. So
Right.
I'm gonna push home over here, and now navigation is set to take me home and changing lanes to follow route, basically.
Oh wow,
So
just like that. Okay.
just like that, the car immediately
Super easy.
basically takes the proper road lanes and will start making turns now to take us home, basically.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, on this, we're seeing all the cars. You're seeing the different lanes, but it's also showing the turning lane here, and it knows that that's a turning lane, and it knows that this is the furthest lane over here, and
Because
we're
it's the
seeing
red
like
on the side, yeah.
the stoplight, and we're seeing like I saw a speed limit sign.
Yes.
It read the speed limit
The
sign
stop
and it put
signs,
it
you
on
see them
there.
also.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
Now, in the time you've been using it so far, do you feel like what's the biggest? Oh, and there's a person walking there.
yes, you can definitely see the people.
Yeah, there
That's
they
most
are.
important.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, it's got all this kind of a bus stop over here. There's people waiting there. We see it on the screen.
Yeah.
So yeah, your impression so far, like, do you feel like it's something you want to have on long trips or around town? What do you like?
To be honest with you, specifically, we're talking about the beta, right?
Right.
For the beta version, to be honest with you, I didn't see anything appealing to me. Like, I would not pay extra for just the beta,
Okay.
I mean, again, it comes part of the full self-driving package, obviously. But, I mean, I didn't find it practical, I mean, I still have to hold the steering wheel. I still have to make sure that it doesn't mess up or do something wrong. So it's kind of like more work, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Now it looks like it's changing lanes to the right, because we're gonna have to turn north on the 101. So it's kind of like getting ready in this lane, so to speak.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, when it's in full self-driving beta, I'm always like, unless we're on the freeway. But if we're not on the freeway, if like we're in the city and it's making like turns inside of the city and stuff, yeah, you always want to be super careful, in case it does something crazy.
Right. I guess in a way, at least in the beginning, you're probably paying more attention to the car than you would normally, right?
Exactly.
Because you just want to see what it's going to do and that kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I've been using it like a game. I was like, let me see if it's gonna actually take me there.
Yeah.
And let's see how it works. Now we're just stopped at the stop sign. Obviously, you see the red traffic lights over here.
Right.
This is the red line on the right. This is the edge of the road, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And we got 2 cars next to us. We can see them here clearly. We got some cars turning in front of us.
Yeah.
Everything's depicted,
Yeah.
And this is what the computer sees. This is what the full self-driving computer sees.
Right.
There we go. Green light. We're moving.
Okay.
And keep in mind, all these options, like whether to stop at the to start moving after the green light turns on and stuff like that. Everything is customizable from the autopilot options, and we can go later through that and take a look at it.
Sure. Yeah.
From the settings. Yeah, like stuff like that. For example, there's a van parked on the side of the road over there.
Right.
Let's see if it's gonna see it and trying to move away from it. Or let's see if I'm gonna have to take over. So.
Yeah, because we're kind of close to it.
Yes, it's pretty
Oh,
close.
it sees it on here.
It sees it on here, and there we go.
Wow.
Just
Yeah.
turn away from it. Yeah, but like times like these, like I'm not comfortable, just letting it be. I have to be very careful.
Yeah. And also, something else I just noticed on here is that it shows you traffic cones.
Yes.
And that would be really important, right? Because what if they're doing construction and the lines on the road are not being used for what they're supposed to be or something?
Hopefully you're awake and you'll take control.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does see that, and it will deviate around the cones, hopefully. Yeah, so Autopilot has been on since we got out of the airport on Balboa, and I haven't done anything. Let's see if it's gonna make that turn, because over here we're supposed to hook a right turn to get on the 101. So this is a very messy road that we're on. It is.
We've got this big ass truck here who's trying to merge into us.
Cut in us, yeah.
There's a bunch of trees. The the edge of the road is not very tidy because there's like a cement strip on the side where the curb is. There's the sidewalk, there's an overpass up here, a bunch of street signs, so it's a pretty complicated situation.
But it's doing a pretty good job.
And you can even see on the screen here that truck that was trying to cut you off, he's over the line.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, the light just turned green, we're starting to move. Let's see if it's gonna make that turn nicely and,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's 2 lanes here.
And it just merges back in.
Wow.
Not too bad, huh?
Yeah, that's great. It's interesting. It picks up the cars on the parked cars on the side here too. That's cool. Oh yeah, and it's got the light here.
And the light, and
wait till it's green.
Go back again. Perfect.
Some of the signs, it seems like it doesn't pay any attention to.
Like the speed limit over here. Oh no, there it is.
There it is. Well, like there was a merge sign.
It didn't read it?
It didn't show it on here, but I guess it doesn't really need to, as long as it knows where the lines in the road are.
Yeah, as long as it sees the line, yeah. So what do you think, Max? You want to give it a shot?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's pull over here somewhere and give you the controls.
Okay. Let's see, should we navigate back to the hangar from here, you think?
Yeah, we can do that, why not? Basically you have to set it in so press on this button over here, and then put work. Yeah, just take the left lane, it's a little safer. And now to turn on Autopilot, all you have to do is click that to the bottom twice. This one?
Oh, that one.
There we go. Please keep your hands on the wheel, it's saying.
Okay.
And now let's see if it'll get us there. Oh, so it's gonna do a left turn over here, so be careful.
Okay. Guess it knows a shortcut.
Not bad. And it's gonna take another left turn over here. Let's see if it's gonna take that. Yeah, looks like it did.
It's kind of an adventure, right?
You can see the trash cans even on the side.
Yeah, that's right. It would be neat if they could maybe tie this in with Google reviews or something like that, and you could say like, take me to the top-rated restaurant in Los Angeles, right? And the car will just drive you there.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So it didn't take that right, it took the proper right, which is good. Make sure there's no one.
Yeah, looks good here.
Autopilot creeping forward. Yeah, looks like it's there. Good job.
Yeah, the thing that really impresses me about this is how complicated these roads are, and like the surface of the road is pretty bad. And there's a bike lane over here, and then this separation between the bike lane and the regular lane.
Yes.
And it recognizes all of this stuff.
Pretty amazing, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Like now that sometimes I drive my Volkswagen places, you know, and literally I'm like, I should have taken the Tesla, you know. I'll just put on autopilot, especially for long drives when you're just in the lane, you know. It's really handy, you know.
Yeah.
Now it's supposed to make a right turn over here. Let's see if it's gonna make it.
Yeah.
Changing lanes to follow route.
Okay. So we've got, I mean, if I was driving, I would go over here and get behind that car. But it is like, it's got the turn signal on. And I guess
ready.
It's waiting for this car.
And it didn't do it before because there's these cars that were parked over there, you know?
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's what you want, right? You want it to be
safer.
You want it to err on the side of caution, right? Because, you could fit through there, but it'd be a little close or something, so. No?
See what I mean?
It's getting ready for it.
It's thinking. Okay, the light turns green and we're about to move soon.
Oh, now it's like, okay, we're going. Yeah. Wow.
Okay, here we go. There's no one behind us. We're good to go.
It took a second to find the lane there, because this is weird, because the lane gets more narrow.
Yeah,
and
because
there's
of the cars on the side.
there.
Exactly. Now, if it was me, I would go to the left middle lane. You know.
Yeah.
But over here, looks like it's holding that right lane. And it's doing a pretty good job at it.
Okay, this is getting a little confusing here.
There we go.
Yeah, there
Finally
we go.
Took the
now it's
lane.
gonna. Hey.
Ooh.
Oh.
This guy's crazy. What the
Look at
heck
that.
is he doing?
Well, it's okay. We didn't have an accident.
Yeah, but seriously, what the hell is he doing?
Yeah. Okay, so at about this point in the test, we were heading to where Mo's business is, which is at the Van Nuys Airport, and it started to rain, and it started to rain pretty heavy. At first, the windshield wipers came on and some cool things like that, but then the rain and just overall bad weather conditions started to affect the full self-driving.
I want to ask you how do you like driving it, but you're not doing much.
I like riding in it. It's great.
Now this is a tricky turn. Let's see how it's going to do on that.
This is tricky here.
Yeah, here's the rain. Now, mind you, like the last couple of days when we had really heavy rain and bad weather, beta was not working.
Really?
It would tell me detected poor weather, beta is unavailable.
Okay. So I guess if the road is wet, where it's
Oh, here it goes.
okay. So we got the green arrow. It's going. It's taking its time. There's a guy on the corner.
They're just making sure he's not gonna cross.
Yeah. It's like, are you going, bro, or no? Okay, so now this is interesting. It's starting to rain, like heavy.
Automatically activated the windshield wipers.
Windshield wipers came
because
on.
the cameras over here, has to be clear.
Yeah, but I'm wondering, does the water get on the camera? Does that screw it up, or is it just that the surface of the road is shiny from the rain and that messes up? It's always harder to see the lines.
I think it's both.
Both.
And also, braking is, not as good as on a dry road. And
makes sense. Okay, I mean, it seems like it's doing fine so far, but I'm just going to be kind of ready here.
That escalated quick, huh?
Yeah, no kidding.
Welcome to LA. Bipolar LA weather for you.
And the wipers are going faster.
Just trying to keep the camera clean now. Because the camera's right over here. He's got it. Now it's going to just take in the right. Full self-driving might be degraded. Poor weather conditions detected. See what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, now we got a bus in front of us.
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh, this is tricky here. Okay. So it says changing lanes to avoid. Oh man, we're kind kind of cutting people off here.
I would just turn it off now.
Okay. Well, we're so close. Wow. Oh, it's looping around.
It's looping around, yes.
It's like, get me away from this bus.
I missed that exit, so it's gonna loop around.
So I almost stopped it, right? But it did figure it out, like, because there was a bus there, and then it moved around the bus, but then there were cars behind us, and we kind of cut off somebody in a Land Rover, but that's okay. And now it's like, okay, well, see what happened.
How do we get back over there?
The bus was blocking the turn.
That's true. At the entrance into the car park. Yep.
So now it's going to loop around. It's like the bus is gone. It's driving back down here. It has done all of this on its own. This is really interesting.
And the entrance to the car park is kind of like tricky, also.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see if it'll make it this time. See, full self-driving may be degraded. Poor weather detected.
Poor weather detected. Okay.
And obviously, it doesn't know that there's another entrance for the car park over here.
Yeah. Well, it's going to the outside of it here, right? It's not going to go through.
No,
it's not
last time it went in.
Really?
Yeah. So let's see if it's gonna do it. But be careful on the get ready to take over. So let's see if it's gonna take it now.
Okay.
Yeah, be careful. Be careful. There's no one behind us, so we're good. And it's waiting for these cars over here. Oh.
Don't go
I think
now.
after this one, it should. After these.
Don't go now. Okay, now we can go.
It's still waiting for
Wait a
that
second.
one, maybe.
Wait for this truck to go by. All right. Okay, so at this point, it seemed like the car was stuck, but I really didn't want to intervene and just take over and drive us the rest of the way there, because I really wanted to give the full self-driving every opportunity to be able to do it on its own. And plus, we were so close to getting to our destination, so I kept waiting.
Give it a little bit of gas.
I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything. Okay, now after this,
it should go.
It should go after this. There's nothing there now. Okay, chop chop. Let's go here. Yep.
It's moving.
It's going. Okay, so it was just being super careful. Just being super careful.
Look at that.
And here we are. Yeah. Yeah, so I bet
Autopilot,
navigation complete. It did it. Yeah.
Right in front of the office, right over here.
Okay. Oh my God. There we go. So here we are. So yeah, I bet the surface being shiny, I bet that really screws it up.
Maybe. Yep.
Yeah. But that was interesting. So even though with all that stuff going on with the bus and everything, and then it started to rain, it did get us here.
Right in front of the office's door.
Yeah. There we go.
Not bad at all, huh?
Yeah, man. Well, that was great, dude.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah. I'm
but again, see what I mean? Like, it's not really practical because you're doing more work watching it and making sure it doesn't do something crazy.
Right.
At least at this phase of beta, you never know in the future because they keep. And the thing is that when they released that software, the beta software, like to everyone, now they get more feedback, like errors and stuff that happens, and that even plays a bigger role in like fixing and improving the software to make it better, basically. So because we're now all beta testers,
right,
everyone who's using that system is all a beta tester. And
I bet if you were like gonna do one of these, like I'm gonna follow Route 66 like across the country or something, I bet for like highways and things like that, it would work.
It works
flawlessly.
perfectly. Yeah. But
and it's still, I don't want to diminish it. I mean, it did work today. in a bunch of crazy conditions.
Yeah.
But it was a little
less than perfect.
A little sketchy, I guess. Yeah. Wow. Well, Mo, thanks a ton, man.
Of course, Max.
Really
Always
appreciate
a
you, showing us the car and everything. Man. It was great. All right, guys. So there it is. The car did have trouble in the rain, but it soldiered on, and it did eventually get us to the destination, despite the bad weather. Now, I think Mo really said it very well at the end of the video there, that you end up being so on edge, right? Because you're keeping track of what the car is doing, you're paying probably closer attention to it than you ever do. And because of that, it doesn't really accomplish the goal of giving a nice, relaxing driving experience, right? But I think the thing is that once you got used to the idea of the car driving itself, and you've spent a little time with it and you kind of trust the car, then you could become more of a passenger and just relax and enjoy the experience. And obviously there's always a bunch of haters talking about how like, oh, I wouldn't trust the car to drive, and that kind of stuff. But the thing is, you are already safer. These cars are already safer than with a human driver. If you look at the statistics and the accident reports, with the car driving itself, you're already better off in terms of safety, and things are only going to get better from here. So guys, this was fascinating. I want to give a big shout out and thank you to Mo for letting me do this test with the car. And of course, I want to hear from you guys. What did you think about this? Please leave your thoughts down in the comments section below. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you soon.